What's poppin', High Beasts? It's been a really long time. I woke up this morning on the last day of 2024 feeling introspective. Just thinking about how far I've come. I know the last time I really had a heart-to-heart with you guys, I was about to leave Connecticut. And I was all kinds of fucked up coming out of a toxic situation, but also coming out of it with closure. I left Connecticut with all the bad shit left behind, but also with peace, because I made peace with all the bad shit. And that feeling I felt, it was like, why couldn't I have done this sooner? Then maybe I wouldn't have to leave behind the people I care about. But also I felt fear because I knew what I was going back to. But oddly enough, I was entranced by the idea of what could happen by me taking this leap of faith. Now, naturally, my my worst nightmares came true coming back. Everything that I dreaded would happen, happened. But the support I had, it was definitely a motivator. It was a crutch. It gave me something to hold on to. It was a lot better than the space I was in mentally. It was a long and arduous year of a lot of mental torture. A lot of that time I spent unemployed, in the house, smothered by family, and at one point, I was suicidal. I was, because I didn't see a way out. I was like, damn, did I jump the gun? Did I act based on emotion? But this is where God comes into play. Because when I came out here, I had every intention of getting on my shit. But it seemed like no matter what direction I went in, no matter what plans that I had, it wasn't what God wanted for me. He wanted me to slow down. Actually, get to know him. Not be lukewarm, as they say. So, I took that time learning how to truly build my individual bond with God. And for some people that may look different. It's one of the most beautiful things I've learned about this. But for me, it was simply just having him by my side, talking to him at all times, praying about everything. Obviously, you can have plans and intentions, but if you don't run it by him, then you're gonna fall short. But also recognizing and be careful for what you pray for, because he can give it to you, but it may not be the way you think or the way you want it to happen. Fast forward, I wind up getting a job in childcare, after school program. And upon working in that, I was afraid, because at that current point in my life, I felt like such a fuck up. I felt unworthy to teach kids about positivity and looking toward the future and growth. I felt like I was still learning myself. I didn't feel worthy of giving anybody advice about anything. When I first started there, it was definitely an adjustment, but the crew that I met there was so welcoming, and they accepted me like family. There was a lot, and I mean a lot, of shit that happened in between. I wound up leaving the organization that I started with, joined a new one, a much better one, a much healthier one. There's been so much growth between that time. I wound up taking a class that had a lot of behavioral issues, a lot of personal shit, and having a complete turnaround. Learning about them, but also myself in the process. I myself have had a lot of growth in general. That's the thing I love about growth. Growth isn't what people think it is. Growth to some people is, they think it's so simple. Like, for example, I got my heart broken, but instead of being petty, I rose above it. I'm a better person now, yada yada yada. And I mean, that definitely is a form of growth. But the growth that people don't talk about is sitting in your own shit, being uncomfortable, coming out of your comfort zone. The growth that people don't talk about is making decisions that you don't necessarily agree with or like, but you had to make them. See, growth isn't always gonna make you feel good. Growth makes you feel despair, honestly. But here's where growth becomes beautiful. God doesn't throw shit at you that he knows you cannot handle. When you come out of those situations, whether it be heartbreak, grief, illness, genuine pain and sorrow, you come out stronger than ever. There's not a lot that can faze you. That's how I felt this year. Naturally, it could have been much worse. Much worse. But still a lot for me. And I don't think a lot of people could have endured what I endured this year. The turnarounds, though, the goals that I've accomplished. My goals this year were to be more social, hit 100 subscribers on YouTube finally, start up my business, and grow closer with God. And it's safe to say I've done all of those things this year. I hit 100 subscribers. I started up my business. I have been the most social butterfly imaginable this year. It's insane. But above all, I've definitely grown closer with God this year. And one of the most beautiful things in the world has happened to me recently. I've found love. Someone who accepts me for me and all of me. And loves all of that. Someone who makes me feel bliss. If you've been following this channel for a long time, or if you've just been around me for a long time, you know that I've been single for quite a while, just trying to find myself and learn about life. But along the way, I started to lose sight, started to question my place in the world almost. Because, hell, I had found myself. I found myself a while ago. And I was like, where am I going? And the more I started to work in the childcare field, you start to come across more couples and married folk. And the topic of love arose a lot. A lot. So I prayed on it. And I was like, Lord, I feel like I'm ready again. I feel like I want to try again. And I want it to be with somebody that I can grow closer to you with. But also, I want it to be genuine love. Not lust. Not toxicity. Not lies. Not hurt. But love. I had a dream about it. And towards the end of that dream, I heard a voice that told me if you spend all your time trying to prepare, you'll lose the opportunity. Now, naturally, when you hear voices, you obviously need to practice discernment. But with every one of my mentors that I talked to about it, they all said it was God. And fast forward, feelings were expressed, talks were had, and now I found my person. Love, if you ever watch this, I'm willing to spend every day trying to become better for us. You've granted me so much freedom and peace, and I thank you for that. And I will forever thank you for that. Let's continue to grow. Hold me down as I would hold you down. And I love you. As for the viewers, thank you. Your support over the years has been extremely surreal. And I pray that in 2025 we really take off with this shit. So, if you take anything away from this video, be kind to yourself first and foremost. Set some fair goals for the New Year's. Because a lot of niggas like to set, like, unrealistic ass goals. Like, nah, set realistic goals. And then build on top of that. I love you. I believe in you. Be kind to yourself. Don't stay stagnant, but know when to take a break. Take it from me, because this last week has been the only genuine rest I've given myself. And I'm going to work on that. It's definitely going to be one of my goals for the new year. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe. And let's rock.